Okay, in this video we're going to look at problem 3, which is probably the hardest one because you have to draw your own graph by what they're describing here. So they don't even tell you if it's a monopoly, but because Steve Rail is the only provider of train service, we assume that it is a monopoly since it's the only one. And it's currently incurring an economic loss. So right away you think, well, if it's incurring an economic loss, that would mean the average total cost has to be greater than price. So you're going to draw your average total cost curve above your price line. We want to label your graph to show your loss minimizing, or depending on where it is, it could be you could say it like your either loss minimizing or profit maximizing. But since we know we're incurring a loss, then we're going to want to be at a point where we minimize the loss, which is going to be where we typically find that on a monopoly, and I'll show you that shortly. You should already know the area of the economic loss, which is going to be the area above price and below average total cost, and then where the allocatively efficient point is, and that's going to be where price equals marginal cost. Okay, so let's draw a graph. It's going to look like this. Let me get this out of the way. So we want to make sure. Now, what you don't have to draw is you do not have to draw in the total revenue curve. I drew that in order to help you understand another part of this problem better, but you don't have to do that. Everything else here you do, though. You want to draw your downward sloping demand. You want to draw your downward sloping at a greater slope, a higher or a more steeper, and it's normally double the slope, marginal revenue curve here. Then you want to have your traditional upward sloping marginal cost curve, and then you're going to want to draw your average, your U-shaped average total cost curve above where you find your price. And your price is going to be like you always find it. You look at where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. That's where the monopoly is going to produce, QM, and then you would extend that up to your market demand, and that's going to be the price you charge, PM. Okay? Now, once you have that, you can see that your loss is going to be that area above your price and below your average total cost curve right here. So that is the area you want to shade in. And then your allocatively efficient point is going to be QE. You want to mark it, the quantity where you are going to be allocatively efficient, where price equals marginal cost, or where marginal cost is going to cross your demand curve right here. Okay, and it's just asking you, I believe, to just label your quantity. It's not asking you to label your price, which is going to be a little bit lower right here, right? Okay, now done that. Next, if Steve Rail raised the price that you've already identified, what would that do to your total revenue? And that's why I drew in the total revenue curve right here, because if we're here, if our prices here were about here with our total revenue, right? As we raise price, we're going to move upward on the demand curve, and we're going to be in a lower quantity. So at this point, since at this part of the curve from here over, the price elasticity of demand is elastic. If you jump back over here to is going to be this point. This part of the curve right here is elastic. It means that if we go from here to here, raise the price and lower the quantity, then our quantity is going to, as a percentage, is going to drop more. Let me put that in front. It's going to drop more, or go up more, I should say. The price from here to here. Okay, so let's just mark that. Actually, from here to here. Okay, so we put the price up. Our demand curve point is right here. So our price is going to go up, but our quantity percentage-wise is going to decrease more. So this is why we're more elastic. But it's really easy to see if you just look at the total revenue, right, curve. As you go from here, like if we're here on our price and here at our quantity, we're here at a total revenue. And then when we move from here to here on our demand and our price and our quantity, if we raise the price, you can see that our total revenue is going from here down to about right here. Okay, so as we move up the demand curve, our total revenue decreases. Okay, at this a part of it, because it's at the elastic part. So anyway, so the answer is going to be your total revenue will decrease because you're in the elastic portion of your demand curve. Okay, and you're also at a point where you can also say in this area right here on your demand curve, marginal revenue is greater than a zero. So when marginal revenue is greater than a zero, once again, you're in the elastic portion, right, of your demand curve. When marginal revenue is less than a zero, you're in the inelastic. When marginal revenue is equal to a zero, you have you're in the unitary elastic point, or where price elasticity of demand is 1. That's something you really need to understand. Okay, what else? So, all right, now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Assume a per unit subsidy is provided, where the quantity that they produce increase, decrease, or not change, will consumer surplus increase, decrease, or not change. Well, when we have a per unit subsidy, that's going to affect our marginal cost because it's per unit. So we can think about it like this. We can go back here and we can think about our marginal cost curve shifting to the right. Okay? So our point right here moves from here to, let's say, about right here. Okay, so that what's going to happen? That means our new point where the marginal cost curve intersects marginal revenue is farther down and to the right. So we move here. I can get this guy to move, right? And that's going to make our quantity go up and our price go down. Okay? Now, if we have a new price line right here, and I want to just go back to make sure, what is it asking? Okay, quantity. So it didn't ask you about the price, but you shouldn't know that if a quantity is going to go up, price is going to go down. And what happens to the consumer surplus? Well, if you think about that, I think I have a triangle here. It's going to get larger because you were here, right? And then when you move from this point to this point, when your whole marginal cost curve shifts like this, you're going to move from here to here. Quantity is going to go up. You're going to be at your demand curve. You're going to intersect your demand curve here. Price is going to go down, so your consumer surplus is going to get larger, like that, right? Okay, so it's going to get a little bit bigger. You're going to have an increase in consumer surplus. Okay, I think there's one more part of this. Okay, now we assume a lump sum subsidy. Okay, well, a lump sum subsidy is going to affect your average total cost curve, your average total cost, because it's a lump sum. It doesn't matter what, in terms of how many units, it's just a lump sum subsidy that would affect your overall average total cost. So that's going to shift your dead weight law. It's going to shift your, let me get this out of the way, all this out of the way so we don't get confused here. It's going to shift your average total cost curve down, which is going to put it maybe down here. So instead of the point being there, maybe the point's here. So your profit, or not your profit, your loss is going to shrink. Your economic loss is going to be less. That's one thing. But what's it asking? Okay, so let's see. Will the dead weight loss increase, decrease, or not change? Well, it will not change because you're not going to. This is tricky. Your dead weight loss is this triangle right here. It's this triangle right here, actually. Say, if you look at where you would produce, where you would be allocatively efficient is right here, right? Where marginal cost crosses your demand. So this triangle right here, this really small one, I have to shrink this way down. This really small triangle right here, right in there. If I could just do it. Right in here. I'm not doing it very well. Let me do that. Here we go. Right there. Right? So there we go. So that's going to be your dead weight loss. So when this shifts, you're going to lower. You're going to have a decrease in your losses, but you're not going to affect dead weight loss at all. And you would want to say that's because that it doesn't change just because you shift your average total cost curve. You're not changing your marginal cost curve, so your profit maximizing quantity QM doesn't change at all, because if it's a lump sum subsidy, you're only shifting your average total cost curve, which is going to shift maybe to here, right? Lower your losses, but not change your dead weight loss here at all, because your marginal cost curve stays where it is, right? Okay, and I believe that takes care of everything for problem 3. Yeah. Okay.